to New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson. It's where social media meets millions of today's consumers. The Entrepreneur Business Strategy will reach over 200 million Americans this year. If moving goods and services is important to you, then you won't want to miss this information on the techniques, skills, and strategies that will increase your bottom line. Get ready for super profits to be made with entrepreneur marketing. There are 92 million millennials in the United States, meaning those born between 1980 and the year 2000. They will take over the leadership of major corporations in the next few years. These future captains of industry are convinced that entrepreneur marketing is the smart way of doing business. It's where entrepreneurship meets millions of today's consumers. So sit back, relax. It's time to learn how to take advantage of this strategy in today's economy. Now, here's Russ Johnson.
Well, good afternoon. Russ is here. And thank you very much for being here at 94.3 WZ.
Was it WBZ? Yes, WBZ.
He says it better than I say. Well, very much. Thank you for joining us today. We are talking about something that most people should already know about, networking. But I think as we continue, Halley,
Yes.
sorry.
Halley.
We continue, we really want to educate people as to the new possibility, because when you look at the Direct Selling Association of Washington, D.C., which have been monitoring this since 1917.
We're getting our stats now.
Well, I just want to say that from what I've read lately, that about 30,000 people are joining some kind of home-based business every day in this country. So that's a good figure. So people are waking up to the possibility of being able to work at home and earn some serious income.
There's the realization that working for someone else is not necessarily going to give them the ability to retire comfortably. You know, that idea, that paradigm from our grandparents' day, that you work for a company and they'll give you a pension and you can relax and enjoy your life, really is no longer apropos. So people are taking a look at what other options are there. And as you said, home-based business makes a lot of sense.
Well, it's a movement. I think it's an excellent movement. Would you do me a favor, Halley?
Yes.
Would you introduce our guest this morning?
Absolutely. The only problem is I only know her first name. So, Lori, what's your last name?
It's Beal.
Beal.
Yes.
Just remember Ally McBeal.
Exactly.
Okay, so Lori is an excellent entrepreneur, and she is one of these individuals that is looking at direct marketing, looking at network marketing, so that she can ensure her future. And the business, Ally McBeal, to this point, is making you at 5 figures a month. Did I hear that correctly? Now listen to this: 5 figures a month from being at home, making your own hours, doing what you enjoy doing. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There goes the headphones.
Yes, after being in real estate for over 13 years of my life, needless to say, it was very difficult in this market. And it's needless to say, we all know real estate, and if you're not selling, you're not eating.
It fluctuates, and you forget
Exactly. So I was looking for an opportunity to earn residual income, and when this opportunity came to me with an excellent product, of course, with a strong foundation, strong company.
Right, and that's a consideration.
Absolutely. Debt-free company as well. So, I jumped on it, and the ability to help people, physically as well as financially was, something that was very attractive for me as well.
I think you hit a key there, because so many people today are looking not only, as we said just a moment ago, to ensure that they have some sort of foundation for their future, but also making a difference in this world.
Right.
Being able not just to make it good for themselves, but to be able to share with others, to actually see a difference, whether it's in their wellness or it's in their prosperity or both. And when it's possible to do both, that gets very exciting, because you know that you're reaching out, you're touching other people. And the truth of the matter is, we're all here on the planet to do some form of service.
Absolutely. I strongly agree with you.
Let's talk about a little history then. So you were in real estate, commercial real estate.
Yes.
For about
13
years.
13 years.
So you enjoyed that. You learned a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
What was the lesson in real estate that helped you with the business that you're in now? What was the biggest lesson that you learned?
Well, it's all about prospecting. I mean, that's what sales is all about, right? Going out and being an entrepreneur, because in real estate you really do have to be an entrepreneur and go out and get your own listings and talking to clients and that type of thing. So it's served me well, in this industry as well, because it's all about, the more people you talk to and you share the product with and the business opportunity with, the faster your business will grow.
What systems do you use on a day-by-day basis, if I may?
Sure. Well, of course, the telephone. I'm on that all the time. Yes.
Do you get lists from a list broker?
No. Oh, in real estate?
No.
Oh.
To build your business now.
To build my business now? No, it's mainly, phone calls, one-on-one interactions, hosting meetings, going to meetings, that type of thing is really how you build your business.
Would you say that cold calling is a part of it, or it's more a matter of through connections? Let's say you're at the grocery store, you're talking with someone, they happen to mention, they wish they had more money, and you say, you know what, I have something interesting that might be a consideration for you.
Yes.
Here's some information.
Yes.
And then you do a follow-up.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
Just because I
absolutely.
want our listeners to understand, when
Sure.
you're saying you're on the phone, you're not going through the phone book going,
No.
you need money, Mo. Okay, we'll call them.
Right. Yeah, the reason why we call it relationship marketing is because you have a relationship with that
Exactly.
person and you're building relationships
So
with
you
people.
don't do so-called quote-unquote cold calls?
I have done them before, but really the strength of my business and my industry is based on having relationships with the prospects that I'm speaking to.
All right. On a day-by-day basis, give me a scenario here. A scenario, day-by-day. What do you
Okay.
do? Right.
Each day is kind of different depending upon if I have one-on-one meetings, coffee meetings. I meet a lot in, coffee places and lunches, as well as meeting with my team members, helping them and supporting them and their business growth as well, because a big part of it is helping others, which is what's, also very attractive too. It's people helping people. So it's making a lot of phone calls, it's driving people to those meetings, setting up appointments, really being very entrepreneurial-like, if you will.
This is the first network marketing company you
Yes, Russell.
endeavored to build. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. What convinced you to take a shot at it?
Oh, I like that word, convinced.
Yes,
Okay.
strong word.
Okay.
The opportunity to really help people, as I said, physically and financially, was a huge drive for me. And I've always loved the fitness industry, the wellness industry, the health industry, and I've always wanted a way to help people in that, industry, but never really knew a way to do it, because obviously my background was in real estate. So when this product was, introduced to me, I saw the strength of the product, the opportunity to help people, was really very attractive for me, and to share that wealth and knowledge and educate people. Because I really did a lot of research and homework on the company, which has a lot of strength. We've been in the business for over 20 years, a strong foundation, strong organization. So that was very attractive to me. And the ability to, really make as much money as I wanted to. There is no ceiling in relationship marketing. It's entirely up to you. You get out of it what you put into it, such as everything in life, right?
Right. How were you introduced?
By a friend. A friend of mine introduced me. She was an esthetician, and she recommended the product to me. And she wouldn't leave me alone. She was kind of the big pain, right?
So
Exactly.
you joined just to get rid of her.
That's why
She was persistent. Huh?
She was very
Have to be.
persistent,
Okay.
extremely persistent.
So that's what it takes?
No, I do not recommend that, by the way.
softer approaches.
Yes. Listeners, I do not recommend that, by the way.
How long have you been doing it?
4.5 years. 4.5 years.
I guess it was a good idea.
Exactly.
Well, and your sponsor must be real happy with you.
She's no longer in the business.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh,
see,
there you
I see.
go.
But you are now earning a six-figure income from
Yes.
home. Okay.
Yes.
That's not bad in 4.5
Exactly.
years. I would like to have sponsored you.
Absolutely.
There you go.
We can talk about that. I'll sponsor you.
There you have it.
Tables, right?
Exactly.
That's what you get for asking so many
That's it.
questions.
Exactly. We'll talk later,
You're in
Russell.
trouble.
I see.
You just
I
stepped
tell you,
into
she's
it.
an ABC. Always be
I'm
closing.
in trouble, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Give us the correct pronunciation of your company.
Jusuru International.
And what does that mean? It's a Japanese word.
It means to live in Japanese.
Uh-huh. But it is not a Japanese company?
No, we are based in Anaheim, California.
Okay.
Yes.
You've been there 20 years.
Yes, yes. We have a 150,000 square foot facility there.
What kind of annual volume is the company doing?
Oh, goodness, that's growing on a daily basis. Off the top of my head, Russell, I'm really not sure.
Okay, who's got their phone? Look up the internet. Find out the
Exactly.
exact
Yeah, well,
figure.
call us in. Our number is 888.
Okay, do we know what the rate of attrition is? Or
No, I do.
No, the number is 800-889-0267, Russell.
Yeah, okay, so...
The 888 number is a different station.
That's for
right,
WNN.
That's for Tuesday night.
We're there on Tuesday,
that's
Wednesday,
that's-
Monday, but not
okay,
here.
all right.
Different station.
I got it.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to kind of track that, but I'll just
Sure,
work on that.
sure. Well, our corporate partner is GMP Laboratories, and it stands for Good Manufacturing Products. And as I said, we've been on the market for over 20 years. We're the largest formulator and manufacturer for GNC, Vitamin Shoppe, and Nutrition World. All those companies come to our laboratory to produce vitamins and supplements and that type of thing. So they come to us to produce them, and the Jusuru is actually a subsidiary of GMP Labs.
I
Okay,
see.
so I think she should repeat that, though, so that people listening in understand the type of volume you're talking about, because she's dealing with a laboratory that really has a foothold in the market. If you have those types of vitamin companies coming to you, major corporations.
Right.
So can you share some of that information again as far as the companies that are,
Sure.
that are working with your particular laboratory?
Sure. As I said, the GMP Labs is our corporate partner, and we're the largest formulator and manufacturer for companies like GNC, Vitamin Shoppe, and Nutrition World. You know, a lot of those companies come to our laboratory to formulate, let's say, a vitamin for women over the age of 40. We formulate it, but GNC will just put their label on that product.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we're completely debt-free. We don't owe anybody anything, and in this market, that's huge, right? And that's the corporate partner. And the subsidiary of GMP Labs is the Jusuru International. That's the division that I work for, actually.
That's network marketing
Yes.
branch.
Right.
How
right.
many distributors approximately do you have? Do you have any idea? The company? No?
Oh, the company total?
Yes, I'm asking the wrong question.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Russell is our statistic man. He comes in, he can give you stats since 1940 on up, and I'm like,
Nice. Well,
you know your stuff. It's a good thing.
it is.
She's just
Well, I
excited
will have
that
that
she's making
information.
6 figures a year. That's impressive.
No, I'm impressed.
Well,
Yeah.
sticking back to what we want to sort of show here. So there is opportunity to join your team.
Absolutely.
There is opportunity in growth and longevity.
Absolutely.
And I'm more curious to find out what happened
Yes.
to the woman who recruited her. But anyway, that's a different story.
show.
That's a different show.
It's a different show.
So, phone number. How do we get in touch with you? What do we need to do to be prepared for this?
Is this number good?
Yes.
561-309-8106. Is that right?
Yes. That
What
is
is it?
correct.
What is it?
561-309-8106.
Okay. So, Lori,
Yes.
good pronunciation?
Yes.
They can call you then and start, and you have training and all of that. We take a break here? Or did we take a
Absolutely.
We ready to go? Yeah, we
The
can take it.
longer I live, the more I realize the importance of attitude on life. Attitude, to me, is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than success, than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play the new string we have, and this is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me, and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude. Charles Swindoll. Be your own boss, own your own successful business marketing empire, and enjoy the financial freedom and flexibility to retire in a 3 to 5 year period of time. Don't let anyone steal your dream of financial security and independence. Personal development is at the core of successful people engaged in entrepreneur marketing. It will help you develop a healthy dose of self-esteem and self-image. Know that what you think about, you bring about. You are a co-creator of your environment. Your mind is the master power that makes it possible. Success with entrepreneur marketing is a mindset. Steve Jobs described it this way: life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, that everything around you that you call life was made up by people no smarter than you. The minute you understand that, you will never be the same again. This is New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson, where you can learn the strategies needed to be a successful business entrepreneur. Want to learn more about the opportunities entrepreneur marketing can show you to help you be successful? Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com. That's newbusinessonmainstreet.com. Once again, here is Russ Johnson.
Well, 94.3, thank you very much for being with us. We have Lori, and she's with a company that she's going to pronounce in a few minutes.
Jasuru International.
It's Japanese.
Just Suru. And that means long life. Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes,
great.
Yes.
Well, and 20 years, so you've been with it 4.5 years now. The guy was just talking about that you can get into these kind of networking programs, and if you were to do the right things, follow the yellow brick road, if you will, follow all that you can retire in a 3 to 5 year period of time. So you're there. You could retire if you wanted to.
I'm getting there. Yeah.
You're getting close.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm getting there.
And the lady I had a picture of, and I showed you. What was her name?
Lauren Robin.
And she is where?
Yeah, she's our presidential ambassador. She made top in the company, actually, in 5.5 months.
Okay. So her income would run about 7 figures a year.
Oh, she's doing very well.
Okay, right, okay. Now, I just want to spell
You
that.
just missed the numbers over here.
I know. Those numbers, and everybody's like, "Oh, quick, figure it out."
Right.
I just want to spell that out because it's so key to understand that this is the kind of business that you can spend 3 or 4 years in.
Right.
And if you do the right thing,
Yes.
and if you stay the course and you're persistent and dedicated and you have the willingness to make things happen, that
Right.
you can retire
Yes.
in a 3 to 5 year period of time. Now, for most people, they don't believe that.
No, they do not.
No.
They say, well, come on, that's a bunch of bull, whatever they say.
Well, she had a recruiter that's no longer in the business.
Okay, well,
I'm just calling it the way I see it.
okay,
She surpassed the
wait, hold it.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
No,
here.
no, absolutely, and I applaud that. What happened, if you may, and we don't want to call any names, but
No worries.
what happened
back to
to the lady? Did she lose her enthusiasm or vision? What happened?
She really wasn't pursuing the business from a
Okay,
business
okay.
perspective. She was really more about the product, and she wasn't working the business,
Okay.
let's just say.
Okay.
So she's no longer with the company.
Right. Freddie, that
So,
happened.
so the key word is work.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're
Yes.
not going to make those numbers without working.
No.
It's still a business.
You don't
Yes.
sign up on
It's a
piece
business.
You don't sign up on a piece of paper and go to sleep and wait for your
No.
check the next week.
That's right.
No.
Shucks.
You
I
got to
know,
work at
I
it.
know. No. So if anyone
What if I
thinks
wiggle my
that,
nose?
well, then don't. I would say don't join if you're not willing to work.
That's right.
And follow the scoop of things. Is
We
that right?
call it network marketing because it's not net play marketing.
Then there's networks.
You know, Lori.
You have to
and-
work.
And I met Lori because she was training somebody at another station.
Oh.
And she came and saw what we were doing. But the bottom line, if you get a job and you get up at 6 in the morning, you're going to work.
Yep.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
just because you're going to go to work and make somebody else some money,
Why not
it
do
doesn't
for
mean
yourself?
that's right. Why don't you work for
Right.
yourself?
Right.
That's why I'm
But,
doing it.
Yeah, a lot of people will join and sponsor a few people, persons, if you will, and don't pursue the business and sometimes drop out because, look, as I was showing you, sometimes when you first start, you might get a check for $10 a week or $20 or $30 or $40, $50 a week or $100 a week. And most people will say, that's not worth my time. They don't understand
That's right.
the penny a day. Now, if we go tell us about the penny a day.
Right. It's all about residual income.
Right, it's all
Right.
about. So if I were Freddie to hire you as a producer, and I say to you, Freddie, I'm going to give you $10,000 this month. That's it, $10,000. Or, and I'll give you a check right now. Or I give you a penny the first day, double it every day for 30 days, what kind of money do you think will arise?
Well, Russ, I got a better story for you. When I started my business, I
Well,
lost $49,000.
I know you did, and we
So
want
you
to talk
got
about
minus pennies.
that. Well, let's
I had no pennies. I used to wake up more
cents either.
broke than the day before.
I got it.
I quit 6 times.
Caught that.
We really want to talk about that.
It
but
was my anger that kept me going.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't want to fail.
Yeah, and your
But
persistence
that's
and
negative
dedication.
motivation, and that works though
No.
for some
That worked
people.
for me.
But I think it was your vision you knew that you could
My
turn it
vision
around.
is big. I want to own a building. I want to put Am's name on it. That's
Okay,
my vision.
Fine. I love it. I love that. And you will do that. in my
And a
opinion.
penny a day to me sounds like great money because I know behind that penny, there's another penny, and I believe in numbers.
Okay. So the first day is a penny, the next day 2 pennies. By the time
2 makes 4, 4 makes 8.
Okay. By the time, do you know what what was the total in the 30 days?
You go ahead.
No.
This one's all you, Russell.
Yes, it's all.
You're on a roll.
Down. We're all waiting for the numbers from you. You are the numbers
No,
man.
at the end of 30 days, it's $5 million.
Yes.
Now you do the math.
It's incredulous.
$5 million
Right.
at the end of 30 days.
It's true.
So if I had given you the 10,000, you had accepted the 10,000.
Absolutely.
You would have lost a couple dollars. Would you say that? Rather than accepting the penny
No,
a day.
yeah, that's right.
That's networking. Networking
Right.
is you don't see a lot at the beginning, but you see a lot on the back end.
Builds
That's
up.
right.
Correct.
And
It's a
I
bigger
gave-
picture.
Yeah, it's a big picture. So anyway, you go ahead. You talk. You tell me. You tell me what you do on a day-by-day basis in the last 4.5 years to be there at a 6-figure income. What would I do if you sponsored me? What would I have to do?
Well, we have a fabulous training program, so of
Okay.
course I would, put you through our training program and work with you very closely. And once again, it depends, what you really want to get out of it, in terms of,
As
what.
much as you.
Yeah, exactly.
What
And
would you
that's.
have me do?
I would have you form a list, of course,
Okay.
of the people that you would want to share this product or this business opportunity with, and I would sit down and I would work with you and how we go about, getting those people on board and introducing this and educating them, on the benefits of the product and, of course, this fabulous business opportunity.
Now I'm curious because you're talking about getting people involved, training them, etc. A lot of network types of companies, they do this whole duplicitous thing. Come, I really can't tell you what it's about. I
That was
can
old.
share.
That's
No,
old.
I heard this recently.
Well, that's-
and this
that's-
is
that's
the
a
reason I bring
curiosity
it.
of
The
mine.
reason
But-
I bring it up, though, is to ask with your particular company, do you take that approach?
Absolutely not.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to get across because a lot of people go, no, network marketing. They
Well,
won't
the
give
people
you any
say
information.
Well, people. Listen, I've been around this stuff a long time.
Well, I know you've been doing this for over
For-
3 decades, but what I'm trying to get across is people that are listening may just be aware of old school and not realize that it's done differently
That's
today.
old school. That's
And
the
that's the
old
point, though.
1970s, 1980s,
Right.
1990s, and the American way, Amway. And that's what they taught us to do back in the
Exactly.
day. We thought that was cute and wonderful and
Yeah.
nice and all
But
that.
it wasn't successful to longevity.
Well, they're doing
Well, they still
$1 billion
do
a
pretty
month
good.
now. $1 billion a month.
Well, then it does work.
Well, they've
of
changed
course.
their format, though, also.
Well,
if you attend one of their programs, you'll see
It's-
their
it's-
circles are a bit different.
Listen, I love
Everybody has to adapt. It
I
doesn't
love
matter
ice
what
cream.
the business is.
I love ice cream. They change the flavors every year. I mean, that's okay. I got another question. What about the people that come to you and says, I want to do this, but I'm not a salesman. I don't know how to sell.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
I say that's
What
perfect
would you
if
say?
you're not a salesperson,
What would you
because
say?
I don't want you to be a salesperson because we're not selling anything. I'm not in the juice selling business. I share an incredible product that will change the quality of your life. And I will introduce an excellent business opportunity where, you can have a lot more time, money, and freedom. That's what the opportunity is all about.
And do you think that people are afraid of that freedom? Because here I am having an opportunity to make my job look dead end, have fun on the beach, still make money, and say, wait, this is too good to be true. Does that happen?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. But
Is it more fear or lack of education?
It could be both. It could be both. It depends upon what your background is and, whether you're afraid of something And I try to work with them in terms of that, because a lot of what I do too is personal coaching, and that's really working with someone in terms of their dreams, goals, and their desires. The majority of what we do in this business is we really teach you a lot about personal growth and development, and that is exactly what it is all about. This business grows as fast as you do. So I get up in the morning and I listen to motivational tapes, CDs. I do everything I can to keep myself positive every day. So that's really important in this business, because I have to stay positive, I have to stay driven, I have to stay motivated, not only for myself but for my team, because my team will call me if they're having a bad day and not getting somewhere. It's up to me to be their cheerleader, so to speak, to drive them, to give them the confidence and the encouragement that they can do this. And what I love about this is we do it together. This is a business that we work together very closely with one another, and we truly do grow as a family. Corporate America is not built on that foundation.
No.
It's really not. This business is. So we work together as a family very closely. Like I said, I work with a lot of my team members, and I know what their goals are. I know what their dreams are. I know their, financial worries. I know if they're getting ready to, put a family member in a nursing home. I know what they're going through. So it gives me the drive and the motivation to work with them on a very close level to get them there so they can achieve their goals and their dreams. And, I don't think there's another business out there that is really like that. It's that family atmosphere, and that's what I love about the business.
Right. And she mentioned the core element of this business, that it's a personal development program.
Right. And
So
we
if
talked about that last week.
Right. So if you're not reading Thinking Very Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Magic of Thinking Big by Maxwell, David Schwartz, or Jim Rohn, I know.
Love Jim Rohn.
Fantastic.
If you're not, or Les Brown, or Mark Victor Hansen, if you're not doing those kinds of things,
Right.
if you're watching the tube 8 hours a day,
Right.
you're losing money, because you shouldn't be watching the tube at all. There's nothing there for you. So you need to be reading the book, at least 10 pages of a good book every day.
Yes.
That's Jeff Olson in his book, The Slight Edge. And you need to be listening to at least 15 minutes of a tape or a CD or whatever,
Right.
watch it every day. And you need to continue to do that until you build up your self-esteem and your self-image so that you're able to do this business, because it takes a lot of good self-esteem
It
and
does.
self-image. Is that right?
It does, yes.
And you have to stay positive.
Absolutely.
Always be positive.
Yes,
Right. So,
every day.
Always be closing.
Always be closing and always be positive. Yes,
Well, that's how I met Lori. She was closing me. I even drank this stuff. I even drank some of this stuff.
Well, I'll drink it too. No, but she's good at what she does.
Oh, yes.
To be in a prison for
Thank
4 years and be making a six-figure income annually. That's a superstar.
And Lori also said she shares. Remember,
Yes.
she's not selling; she's sharing.
No,
And
you
that's-
don't sell.
There's
No.
a distinction
The
there.
people
There
who
really
sell,
is.
like, I don't want to mention anybody's name, but the people who sell,
See, we
Everybody in this room sells something. Okay, give me a break.
But-
I do, you do, you do, you do.
I'm talking the old salesman type.
Old salesman
Old salesman.
Don't know them.
And God love him. But he's a salesman. The salesman kind of, put your foot in the door and refuse to let the lady close the door until she
Right.
buys. Those kind of people.
Kirby vacuum cleaners.
Those kind of people don't make it in this industry. Why? Because it's not about selling anything. It's about sharing and coaching and helping.
So when I say I'm not a salesman, then that's a good thing.
I said
good
we don't sell.
Yep.
We're not looking for salesmen. We are looking for people who want to help people achieve their goals and objectives and desires, as you indicated.
Absolutely.
Yes, because she knows the people on her team. Are we getting ready to take a break? Yes, right, break time? Okay. Well, when we come back, I want you to stay here.
Okay.
When we come back, I want to ask you some other specific things and give you a number once again. For
Okay,
people. Go ahead.
561-309-8106.
This is 94.3, the new business on Main Street.
The longer I live, the more I realize the importance of attitude on life. Attitude, to me, is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than success, than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill.
It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play the new string we have, and this is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude. Charles Swindoll.
Be your own boss, own your own successful business marketing empire, and enjoy the financial freedom and flexibility to retire in a 3 to 5 year period of time. Don't let anyone steal your dream of financial security and independence. Personal development is at the core of successful people engaged in entrepreneur marketing. It will help you develop a healthy dose of self-esteem and self-image. Know that what you think about, you bring about. You are a co-creator of your environment. Your mind is the master power that makes it possible. Success with entrepreneur marketing is a mindset. Steve Jobs described it this way: life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, that everything around you that you call life was made up by people no smarter than you. The minute you understand that, you will never be the same again. This is New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson, where you can learn the strategies needed to be a successful business entrepreneur. Want to learn more about the opportunities entrepreneur marketing can show you to help you be successful? Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com. That's newbusinessonmainstreet.com. Once again, here is Russ Johnson.
Okay, it's 94.3. Lori, hey, listen, I'm getting excited talking to you. Tell us then, what kind of material did you have to go through on a day-by-day basis? What do you do to keep yourself positive, to keep yourself focused, and to help you keep your group focused, if you will?
Well, as I said earlier, it's all about personal development and growth. So every day I, either listen to something, positive, or I read something motivational, by either Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. There's many great leaders out there. So that's how I start my day. And then it's a matter of, making phone calls, connecting with my team, inspiring my team, and setting up, luncheons, coffee sessions, different meetings. That's really how my day is spent.
So you are in charge of your schedule.
Yes.
You have to be goal-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And do you set goals?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a longitudinal study done by Harvard University some 20 years ago that said that the people who did not set goals from Harvard University, 97% of them were checked on 20 years later, and the 3% of the people who had set goals own 90% of the money.
Yep.
I remembered reading that.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
so
It
if
was
you,
very impressive.
it's like saying if you don't plan to
Right.
win, you plan to lose. Is that right? If you
Yes.
don't have,
Yes.
you must have
Absolutely.
a plan, even if it's only in your head, even if you haven't written it down.
Even
That's
if it's
right.
only short term, and then
Absolutely.
you get to that next point and then you expand upon it.
Halley,
Yeah.
you are training people to achieve and accomplish great things in their own lives.
Correct.
So do you teach goal setting
I do,
Oh,
in a
you
big
do?
way.
in a big
Big way.
Okay.
But mine is very individualized because, as you know, I work psychically. So when someone comes into the office, we first find out what's going on with them. What did they have to neutralize in respect to fear or in their previous experience that was making them uncomfortable? And then we can get down to the nitty gritty.
So-
Where do you want to go next?
So if most people haven't had a goal setting course.
The majority, no.
In
The majority of them
college
don't listen
or grade
to
school. Okay, fine.
positive feedback either.
Okay, fine. But if I were to come to you and say, I need to be trained in goal setting, can you help me do that?
Absolutely.
What numbers can you give me?
Numbers as in phone number?
As in your phone number? As in money?
Success,
No,
as
as
in
in
money.
phone number.
As
Which
in
number
both.
How
would
much
you
can
like?
you pay me? No, go ahead. I'm serious. I'm just serious. What is your phone number?
Phone number is 561-755-2166.
All right. So you can call Halley Elise, and she can help you with goal setting
Yes.
and establishing your program that you want to do. Now, Lori, again, you've been in 4.5 years. You are now able to sit at home and earn a six-figure income. When you tell people that, most people don't believe you. Am I right or wrong?
Before you answer, I want to interject something. she shared with us she's not really sitting at home. She's having lunch,
Well,
she's having coffee, she's having a great
But
time.
I'm saying she doesn't have to
I know
punch
she's
a time
not. She's
clock.
not. No, but what I'm just saying is, I don't want anybody to forget that she's actually enjoying
Yes.
herself.
Well, there's some people like me sit
Good
at home and
point.
still make that six-figure income.
Okay,
Well, she
fine.
could sit at home, or she could be
But it's her
Absolutely,
choice, but that's the
that's a
point.
choice.
Yes.
That's a choice.
And choice is a big thing.
You do a lot of meetings,
Absolutely.
a lot of follow-up
Yes.
and follow-throughs.
Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
But I've been around 36 years now, so
So
I
you're
don't.
not doing any follow-up at all?
He
You're
sits
just
at home,
sitting
he's
I
reading
sit,
coupons?
I sit at home and make $250,000 a year for the last
Okay.
20 years.
Good for you.
So anyway,
Kind of
That's
a-
what he
no,
means
just
by sit
kidding.
at home.
but I'm not bragging on that. I'm just saying I got
You
friends.
just did.
Well, no. I'm
Holy smokes.
I'm saying the
Ladies and
fact.
gentlemen,
No,
1-800-889-0267. If you heard Russell Johnson say he sits at
You got to
home.
listen to me. I got friends who make that a week.
A week.
A week.
That's
But I
right.
make a year. Now, so I just want to go with that. I just want to state that.
Freddie's not going to hear the end of this one.
A week. I hear just a week.
A week, yes,
week.
yes. And network marketing, there are no limits. The sky's the limit.
Well,
There's no glass ceilings.
No, he's
on
right.
this- on
He's right. And
income.
that's what pushes and motivates me, because I know that in my profession somebody makes more money
Of course.
and has been more accomplished and yada, 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 and you grow. But it just shows you that if you have the desire to improve your life, I don't want to hear excuses.
Mhm.
If you're looking for work, and I got a list of jobs here that you
Okay.
can get. I mean, we have data entry with Aetna looking in Boca.
Okay, what is that?
Well, we're going to post it on your website.
But at least give us a couple of those things.
So we have data
there are people-
entry,
but
clerk.
The reason I say this, a lot of people say, I can't do that, I won't do that. And Henry Ford says, if you tell yourself you can't do it, you can't do it. If you tell yourself you
Right.
can do it, you can do it. So I'm saying that there are a lot of people say, I can't do what you guys are doing, so give them a job.
Well, we have cashier at Costco, wholesale Boca.
Okay?
Don't
There's a
laugh.
garbage man position too.
No, you got to take a test for that. You got a warehouse inventory attendant at CVS Pharmacy in Pompano Beach,
Okay.
and we'll give you the number, and you can apply. These are jobs.
I know,
I
and
understand
people
that,
do need
absolutely.
jobs. I've had
Pharmacy
jobs.
Tech, Target in Boca Raton, Florida. I know the pharmacy
But see,
myself.
Lori can share with us a better way to do this, that working on
It's-
her
but it's-
schedule,
Of course. of
creating
course.
what she desires.
Of course.
But don't you agree,
But
both
there's
of
nothing
you?
wrong with having a
There's
job.
no, and that's what I was
I've
going to
had a
say.
lot of them.
That you
Call it
can,
J.O.B..
you can get a job because that's what makes you happy.
And on the side, like Jim Rohn, he kept working at his job while he built his income on the sea. He says, I kept working to make a living, but I was building a fortune on the side.
Right.
And
You
he
can
said,
do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said, toward the end, I was making so much money on the side, I didn't want to quit my job because it was a great story.
That's right, but this is what I said before. You go and you work and you make your own money, and you look at what you were making when you were working for the man,
Right.
and you say, "Wow, what a mistake!" And you got to man up to that. You got to say, "Maybe I made a mistake." Halley, how long you've been in business for yourself?
Over 30 years?
Do you regret it?
No, not at all.
At the beginning, did you regret it?
No, actually, there's very funny stories with friends' parents coming to me and saying, "When are you going to get a real job?" And I remember clearly one of my friends, her father worked for the post office, and he made, I think, $8.50 an hour way back when, and I was making considerably more per hour. And he would say, "When are you getting a real job?" And I think, wow, he's working 10 hours a day, he's on the road, he's exhausted when he gets home, and they don't have any money in the bank. And I was doing what I loved doing, maybe 5 hours a day on the days that I wanted to do it, and coming and going as I pleased. Huge difference.
And you were your own boss,
Yes,
and you never regretted anything you did.
And you can teach people how to do that.
absolutely.
Well, Lori can certainly.
And
Lori?
Yes, and
Yes.
Lori
I
has
want
a
to-
format.
Suppose I want to make a
Formula?
six-figure income, let's say, in a 3-year period of time. Can you help me do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
What about a 1-year period of time?
Well,
If
you
I
gotta
put
work
in the
very
You
work.
have to really work hard, right?
If I put in the work.
Exactly. Like I said, you get out of it what you put into it.
That's right.
It's like the penny a day.
I love that
it's-
penny a day.
It's cumulative.
That's right.
Jeff, did you do anything to get that penny a day?
Yeah, you have to work.
He has a lot of pennies a day. Didn't you hear it? This guy is the king of pennies.
No, I wish I were, but I'm getting there. When I hang out with people like Lori, I'll get there. I'll get this soon.
I got to admit one thing. Since I met Russell, he's helped more people in the short period of time that I've met him than I've ever done in the 10 years I've been in Florida.
It's amazing.
That's nice.
What are some of the books that you would recommend me to start reading?
Your first year in network marketing.
Mark Yarnell.
Yep, Mark Yarnell.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich, of
Napoleon
course.
Hill. Okay.
Napoleon Hill,
Okay.
yes. The Speed of Trust by
Oh,
Stephen
I've heard
Covey.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
you
Covey,
heard it?
okay.
Yeah, Stephen Covey.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
absolutely.
do you read, let's say, 10 pages of a good book a day?
I try to read 10 pages a day.
Okay.
So, some days it requires me to jump in the car and go to a meeting, so I'm listening to more,
On
yeah.
CD?
Mhm,
Right.
yes.
Okay. Because if you read the book, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, he says the magic is you read 10 pages, just 10 pages of a good book every day. So if the book is 300 pages, that's a month, you get a book. And he said, listen to 15 minutes of a good tape, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Mark Victor Hansen, whomever, and talk to at least 2 persons every day. That's his formula. He says, at the end of that, you'll be awesome. I'd like to give a story of my experience on that.
Please do.
I'd been in the industry about 18 years and never made $10 or $20 or $30,000 a year, more like a month. And I met this guy back in 1994, and he was making $33,000 a month after 18 months. I said, Dave Savola of Legal Shield, prepaid legal. I said, how do you do that? He said, talk to 2 persons every day and do a meeting a week, and I guarantee you will be there. I said, I don't believe it. It's got to be something different. He said, you do that. I went out the next year, and I personally found 776 unsuspecting persons in the street, and I talked to them, and I showed them what I had. I made the pitch, and I asked for the sale, if you will. I asked for them to join me. And at the end of, and I made $200 this month, $300, all the way down to my 12th month. But the 13th month, they sent me a check for $10,100 in the state that way or more for the next 15 years. How's that?
So it took you 18 years to figure it out?
Well, yeah, no one gave me that formula.
And therein lies,
That's it.
but Russell, therein
But
lies
it's training.
You have the
I was-
formula at your fingertips.
I was stumbling and fumbling. I didn't, no one said, Russell, talk to 2 persons every day and do a meeting a week, and I guarantee you the numbers will give you the results.
And what did you find your 2 people a day, Russell?
Anywhere. The post office, Starbucks,
Russell talked to somebody in the bathroom.
Anybody,
You gotta watch him.
wherever. I just found an unsuspecting person to talk to. Now, I do it better than that today because I always try to,
Improve your skill.
well, I try to find a better person. I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I used to talk to anybody just to get my 2 in every day. Because he told me if I were to talk to 730 people during the course of a year, I could build a serious income. And I went out and did that by talking to just anybody.
You're just telling him what you were.
Absolutely. You meet and greet, like I used to sell cars, so you do a meet and greet. Hey, how you doing? Nice weather. What do you do? Da, 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 da.
Right.
She laughed.
Exactly.
So,
He used to sell cars.
absolutely.
I'm not surprised.
I've had tons of jobs. I don't want to go through that.
I used to sell
I
cars.
want to talk about Lori now. Lori, give me your number again, and you can help people to really achieve economic sufficiency and independence. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes,
Give us your
absolutely.
number.
Telephone number is 561-309-8106.
It's a pleasure for me to talk to you because you had to
Thank you.
believe that it was possible to do it in order to do it. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Most
That's the
people you
word.
approach don't believe it.
Of course not. It's easier to say I don't believe than it is to say I do believe.
And they criticize, and the critics out there say, what do they say? Oh, that thing doesn't work. Because I had a guy.
Of course, it doesn't work. I'm
It
not a
doesn't work.
salesman.
It won't happen. It won't happen
Right.
to me.
I don't own a mirror in the house.
Before we go to the break, Lori, I want you to stay.
Yes.
I always look at this poem. It says, when you run into the critics, it says, it's not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, nor where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by sweat and dust, and who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms and devotions while spending himself in a worthy cause, who at his best knows in the end the triumph of high devotion. And if he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be among the cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Break time.
Did you write that?
No, this was done by Theodore Roosevelt.
There you go.
The president Theodore Roosevelt.
Freddie.
92.3.
Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts.
Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, "Press On," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Calvin Coolidge.
Be your own boss, own your own successful business marketing empire, and enjoy the financial freedom and flexibility to retire in a 3 to 5 year period of time. Don't let anyone steal your dream of financial security and independence. Personal development is at the core of successful people engaged in entrepreneur marketing. It will help you develop a healthy dose of self-esteem and self-image. Know that what you think about, you bring about. You are a co-creator of your environment. Your mind is the master power that makes it possible. Success with entrepreneur marketing is a mindset. Steve Jobs described it this way: life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, that everything around you that you call life was made up by people no smarter than you. The minute you understand that, you will never be the same again. This is New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson, where you can learn the strategies needed to be a successful business entrepreneur. Want to learn more about the opportunities entrepreneur marketing can show you to help you be successful? Go to newbusinessonmainstreet.com. That's newbusinessonmainstreet.com. Once again, here is Russ Johnson.
On 93.4. Thanks, Freddie.
No, let's change that number again.
93.4.
You know, I've worked at so many stations in my life. I tell you, in Baltimore,
You are.
WEB, VWSID, WEAA, WBAL, TV 11, Washington, D.C., on and on and on and on. So that's what my background is in broadcasting of about 30, 40 years or more at many stations in Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, and so talk radio, news, and all that stuff. So I get numbers a little bit skewed, if you will.
That's okay, Russ. Don't
That's
worry.
an oxymoron.
Not
You're the
even-
figure man. You've got all the stats correct.
Well, yeah.
The radio number we want right.
Because I have all these notes in front of me.
Important, right?
Lori, people are really looking for an opportunity to really improve their lives.
Yes.
They have more month than money.
Mm-hmm.
Just briefly, the babysitter, 76 million of them, they have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can help them.
Yes.
You can help the veterans coming back from the war areas of the world.
Absolutely.
And the stay-at-home moms, 10 million of them in this United States.
Wow. Yes,
Looking for
absolutely.
help. You can help them.
Yes.
Give us your number again.
561-309-8106.
What would you tell the average person when you bring them into the program?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? Help me out here.
Well, I would have to determine their motivation level, how bad they really want this, and determine what their goals and their dreams are and what they're willing to put in terms of a business, how many hours they're willing to put in to achieve that number. And it depends. Some people are not serious. Some people are. It just depends. And if they truly are serious, then I'll, obviously work with them to achieve those goals and dreams.
Would you say that 80% of the people you meet are not serious enough to build this business? Would you say that? Is that a good
It's
number?
a pretty strong number, but yeah.
It's pretty strong. And it's not their fault now.
No.
Because they haven't been programmed to understand that there's always a price to pay.
Educated.
They need to be educated.
Yeah.
They need, and listen, most people don't know anything about the industry. It's 60 years old, and I don't want to go through the history of it right now, but 60 years old or better, right? And 30 plus billions of dollars moves through goods and services right here in the United States. 30,000 people join some kind of home-based business a day. Big numbers.
Big numbers.
But the high schools, the colleges, I don't know any college that teaches social media marketing in terms of network marketing. I don't know, except one, and that's Bethany College in Kentucky. They have a course, they have a degree program.
Oh, nice.
It's the only one that has one that I know of.
Nice.
And except Dr. Charles King at the University of Illinois. He teaches in his MBA program at the University of Illinois, network marketing module. And he has a book called The New Professionals, if you haven't read it, Dr. Charles King, PhD Harvard graduate.
Nice.
But so all I'm saying is that it's beginning to come to the fore because the options of having this great, wonderful income with a stable company with all these benefits is going awry. It's passe. It's not happening anymore. So that's why we have the program. Freddie, we have about 10 minutes left. I want to talk about your story in terms of how you got AMP2 TV up and going. You lost 49,000 in the first year, another 15 the second year. But here you are in, 6, 7, 8 states?
7 for you.
Let's talk about that a bit.
Well, it's really funny, and I'm circling in my head all the times that people, even to today, laugh, like Halley was saying before. People laugh about what you do. When you're going to get a real job,
Right.
you know. And I've been called a push button all the way to holding cams. You know, these are high def cams. But the bottom line, what we do is how we place the material, how we get it noticed. We just landed a contract in New York City. I signed 2 deals today.
Yay.
New York City is going to be putting our programs on Channel 1 in New York.
Wow.
We're going to be carried in Boston. We're going to be carried in Chicago. We're going to be carried in California. So, you know, the naysayers are okay. I welcome all that. That doesn't challenge me. What challenges me is taking an idea as simple as taking film on a radio station and making it work for those involved. How is it that I can get your program in front of more eyes? That's really what it comes down to. Because the more people that watch this program and actually call Laurie and says, you know, I want to change my life. That's what I want to do. Or they call Halley and they says, I want to change my life. Or they call you, Russell. Or they go to your website. I want to change my life. That's the person I want to work with. I want to work with somebody who desires to believe that you can have a better tomorrow. You can go get a job for $8.30. Been there, done that. Don't like doing it. In all my years of work, I must have worked for somebody for 5 years. Stop doing it. So I grew my profession. I put a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars in equipment. I'm in 5 states right now and growing. My biggest problem is that what I do, other people don't do. So, and I've had Halley with me for years. And the bottom line here is that I can't entrust anybody until they learn, until they get educated. So you got to put in your hours. You got to put in your study. You got to prepare yourself. But every day you get closer to that penny a day. And then it turns into a dime a day. And then it turns into a quarter a day. Okay? And it starts to roll. You got to believe in yourself.
So the people out there who have similar businesses, or a brick and mortar business or whatever they have, they want to get the word out. They can come to you and get on radio, get on television, and become famous.
Absolutely. Or I'll go and put equipment in there. I'll put a studio in their place.
Wow.
I can do that too.
How can they get in contact with you?
They can call us at 866-224-5422, or they can visit us on AMP, the number 2.tv, and leave us a message.
So there may be some people out there who happen to have a business similar to this and want to get the word out, so to speak.
Absolutely. Anybody who wants to come, like Laurie, I asked her to come because I thought that her story was unique, and the way we met was unique.
you.
I mean, she walked in to meet another gentleman at another station,
And what happened?
and she'll tell you the
Let's get
story. I have no idea.
Oh,
I didn't care. I just said, why are you here? She says, I'm here to meet over there.
what is this, love at first sight? What is it?
No, she was selling and training someone.
Okay.
And I understand what she was doing. So I said, maybe there are others out there that want an opportunity to be trained and to make some money. Listen, a few weeks ago we did a show on here, and the kid listened to what you had to say, and he went out and he opened up his own business.
The next day.
That's
That
great.
was
That was
1
kind of
hour.
exciting, yes.
Wow.
I mean, that's
That's
great.
He
1
called-
hour.
he
The
called
He said,
Freddie,
these
said he
guys are
listened to
saying
the show,
something
and
with it that makes
he really
sense.
He called me on Wednesday. He says, I listened to what you guys says, and I'm opening up my own business.
Wow.
I'm tired of working for somebody else.
Wow.
If I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail on my own terms, he told me. And he's out there doing his own thing. And you were here. You saw the kid behind the glass. 1 hour. We were both,
Our tech
right?
just went, bye.
I mean,
Like,
he
wait,
just
where'd he
went
go?
by.
He said, I'm not doing this
He went into
anymore.
business
Bye.
for himself.
Outta
He
here.
stopped us all before we left and said, oh my God, that was such a great show. Next thing you know, he's gone.
He's gone. I mean, I couldn't get out of here. He kept me
pretty
here for an
good.
hour and a half. What do I do? How do I do? And that's where your education,
Right.
which is like when we met,
Yes. That's huge.
people are looking for the guidance.
Right.
And they want to feel appreciated.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you turn in and you really dedicate yourself and you look at what you're doing now and what you can be doing, don't be surprised if you're leaving your regular job in the dust, because your net worth is a whole lot more than who you're working for right now. I mean, that's my
yes.
belief.
No, it's true. No,
agree.
no, it's a, you know, what can I say? Radio, television, teaching at the university, PhD, and all that. I'd rather be doing this rather than be at the university. And nothing wrong with it. Great job. Wonderful job.
They have
University
radio
is great,
TV.
too.
They have radio TV in Connecticut. You can go to school
Yes.
to learn this trade. Or you can call me and I'll show you how you can make money at this trade and learn on the job while you grow.
Okay.
You
On the
know?
job training.
On the job, absolutely,
Hey,
because you
folks,
got to pay your bills today,
if-
not
Right.
tomorrow. You got to pay them
If you
today.
want to be famous on radio and television, a great star of stage, screen, and television, call Freddie. Freddie, what is that number?
866-224-5422.
There's somebody out there who wants to be the next Howard Stern or Oprah or whatever, and you can help them to become that person.
Well, listen, I got a phone call last week from a gentleman that owns a barbershop.
Mhm.
And think about that. He sits in front of people every day. So he said to him, I'm going to take stock of myself. He has thrown me 3 deals
Wow.
Nice.
in the last week where he gets,
Nice.
what did you call that income?
Residual income.
He gets residual income. And you know what he told me to do with it? He says, put it in an envelope. I don't want the cash. I want you to put it in an envelope.
Nice.
I said, why? I said, because at the end of the year, I want to see these pennies grow. So
Okay.
obviously he's listening as well.
Wonderful.
Right.
And he brought 2 other people to the
Laurie, we have 2 minutes. Wrap it up. Tell us everything that people need to know.
Make it real succinct. Elevator speech and your phone number again.
Right.
Do what you love what you do, and success will come to you.
You have 2 minutes,
Okay.
Laurie.
And your phone number.
And my telephone, exactly, 30 seconds. My
number.
telephone number, once again, this is Lori Beal. My telephone number is 561-309-8106.
And if you are just tuning in, here's a lady who started 4 years ago. Now, from a comfort of her house, or home, if you will, earns a 6-figure income. Now, come on. And she
Pretty
can
amazing.
teach you how to do that from scratch.
Right.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And I applaud you for being able to do that.
Thank
And if you need to read some good material, I would suggest you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I would suggest you read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, or Jeff Olson's The Slight Edge, or
Slight Edge is phenomenal.
you like that
Phenomenal,
book?
yes.
Okay. And then would we have a minute
2 minutes.
left? 2 minutes? Okay, 2 minutes. And here's a book I think everyone should read, The Science of Getting Rich.
Yes, phenomenal.
By Wallace D. Wattles. It was
Love
written.
Wattles.
It was written in 1903.
Oh, wait. That one was in 3? Most of his books were out in 1912.
Okay, all right. Well,
This is
I
the
got-
first one.
Okay. Now I have to go home and look at my
Well, that's
book
right.
and see, because you
Whatever.
usually have the numbers.
Whatever.
So I'm
It
like,
was
wait.
written 100 years ago.
What about Halley? Give us your information.
Okay, I'm Halley Elise, and you can reach me at 561-755-2166, or you can look online at HalleyElise.com, HalleyElise.com.
And you're going to be on the air on Tuesday?
I am. I'm
Come
actually
here.
going to be
Come
on
on,
this
quick.
station
Come
very
on.
quickly, in-house psychic for
93.4?
the morning show.
Is that right?
And the morning show
That's
on
it.
12:30 WBZT. You catch Halley at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Is that
Actually,
right?
8:15.
8:15? 8:15 in the morning,
So
800
you can invite us to your show
889
early in the morning.
That's it. If you
Laurie?
Yes.
Come on
We
out,
just-
come on
I'm
out.
in.
You can call in. You
good.
can call in and get your
Call
future
in?
read. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Call in. Watch
Hey,
Halley on
thank you
Tuesday.
very much for listening. Thank you, Freddie, for setting this up. Holly, thank you. Laurie, thank you very much
Thank
for being
you.
on the show. It's been fun for me. I certainly hope that you've gotten some information out of this on 93.
94.3 and 12:30 BZT.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever God may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. William Ernest Henley.
You've been listening to New Business on Main Street, a comprehensive show explaining how to turn yourself into a motivated earning machine. You have to change yourself into one, accepting the fact that if you want to get ahead in today's society, change must come from within you. Let Russ Johnson show you how some simple business techniques and seeing opportunities in today's marketplace can help you become a better entrepreneur and reach all the goals you ever dreamed of. Join us next time for another edition of New Business on Main Street with Russ Johnson.